Good, beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Monday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. And we are getting back in the saddle. Well, I've got a group with me today called the Divine Collective, and there's some really very phenomenal things that we have to discuss today about what they have to say. But first and foremost, they say there is a deep and profound need, a crucial need actually, for understanding the expressions of love. Now, you know, if you've been watching my channel for a while, I don't normally go into a lot of political stuff, but I'm going to keep this really short and very brief because they wanted me to say this. There is so much fear and propaganda going on from all sides of this huge transformative moment in human collective unconsciousness that's unfolding right now, whether you are aware of it or not. It is unfolding before you. Whether you will choose to live in the coming years in love or fear. And this is the primary defining consideration that we would like you to evaluate in terms of what you observe and what you are being. There are only two states of existence for any human individual, any human group or collective. There are only two states from which you can live in this world. And those two states are defined as love and fear. You can only serve one of these. Words will not do service. Words will not do service. It is not what anyone says that is important. It is what one does that is important. Now, as you know, we speak through this one, and our words are measured and tempered with qualitative energy that can be experienced. But in your physical dimension, the function of actions are the defining truth of whether a function is of love and or of fear. And in your great realm of political transformation that you are engaged in right now, you must not evaluate the merits of individuals from their words in this dimension. You must evaluate the individuals in this realm of what you call politics from the things that are done, not the things that are said, the things that you know are done, not the things you have been told are done. There's a distinction between what you are being told and what is being done that you yourself must make. For you are choosing right now not a leader, you are choosing a path. And that path is love or that path is fear. You have no middle ground anymore as a species. There is only love and there is only fear. These two paths before you. And the defining truth of either is their acts. The actions that are issued forth from love and the actions that are issued forth from fear are measurable to your senses. Even those of you that are lost in the illusion that believe that you are exclusively a physical body and that is all you are, even to you, actions are true. Acts become facts of your existence. So we're here to encourage you today to evaluate your choice that is before all of humanity, not simply one country or one individual. It is before all of humanity that you will choose whether you will go down the pathway of love or the pathway of fear. There is no middle ground. Please understand us. Your choices define your experiences. Your actions make them real. So whomever you would choose to lead you forward in this time, let that choice be based on what is done and not what is said. Observable, measurable facts are the defining parameters of how you measure your existence in a physical dimension. And so it is very important that you consider what path you will choose. For whether you support this one or that one or this one or that one, every one that you would choose to support or not can be defined by their actions more than their words. Are there actions of love? Are there actions of fear? By your fruits you will know them, and you know them. And this is all we would have to say about your current geopolitical evolution that is occurring right now. That you can only serve one of two masters, love or fear. There are no others to serve than love or fear. And you may do this on behalf of someone, but more importantly, apply this consideration in your own life. Is every word measured by this consideration? Is your every action measured by this consideration? Are your words and your actions of love? And more important are the actions than the words. Are your actions of love? A word is an action, if you understand the function of energy as a transmittable substance that you can emanate from your physical organism, then you will understand that words have actions to them too, and effects as well. But you may also be mindful that the way in which you will allow yourself to be affected by words as actions is also a matter of your own discernment. But we want you to be very clear that the choice you are making is not for one individual or another. It is for your humanity, what path you will choose to go down. And you have only these two choices. How much simpler can it be? That you may choose love and you may choose fear. One or the other you may choose. So do not think you are supporting this one or that one or the other or the other. You are either choosing a path to love or a path to fear, and the fruits will be revealed after the seed is planted. That is, what will bear fruit is the truth. They say that you will have greater health with their so-called health industries. You have greater disease. They say you will have greater prosperity through charity, and yet you have greater poverty. Observe the observable actions, not the words spoken. They said you would have greater housing. You have greater suffering on your streets. They say they will help you cure your suffering, but it increases. It is not their words that must be measured, but by the observable actions. Look around you in your world where you are hearing these words from. And you will know that there's a distinction for many in this world between what they say and what they do. And no greater a place than in the sphere of your political realm is this evidenced most profoundly. In your systems of health and well-being, so-called, you can observe the truth by the actions displayed. In a health industry, there should be greater health, should there not? But there is not. There's greater disease. In a condition of social and economic prosperity, would not everybody benefit? But there is greater disparity between the polarities of those who have and those who do not have. It has been our understanding that you have borne witness to the atrocities of ignorance through words not being supported by actions, and choose then to follow words again and again. You continue to believe those that would speak to you of doing great things for you and your people. and yet you would believe their words but ignore their actions and their outcomes and your own very experiences of this? That the disparity between the rich and the poor would end as prosperity increased and the disparity has become even worse? And it still comes down to this simple consideration that you get to define whether you will walk the path of love or the path of fear as a species and as individuals within the species collective. But you have this awareness now. You cannot deny the consequences of anything. You cannot deny that when one would say, this will cure you and it makes you sicker, that you have been lied to. You cannot deny the effects of words when the actions of those words precipitate events in your life. You cannot deny the effects unless you wish to continue to suffer. But let us leave you with this consideration, that you are now faced collectively as a species to follow the path of love or the path of fear. By their deeds you know them. By their deeds, not by their words. The persuasiveness of words is a very potent instrument and has led humanity into many disparaging instances of its existence. Do not make this error this time, for the stakes are much higher than it has been in many thousands of years. You only have these two pathways you may choose, and this is what you are choosing individually and collectively. You are choosing the path of love, or you are choosing the path of fear. There is no middle ground. There is no compromise. There is love and there is fear. There is good and there is evil. It is very simple. And you can observe this in your own life, how you speak, how you walk, how you move. You can observe very easily whether you are walking in the path of love or the path of fear. If you are suffering, you are in the path of fear. If your suffering is an effect of the actions of others, you are still walking in a path of fear. And so also are those others that would put you in that place. They walk the path of fear. Those that say, we shall solve your problems, but the problems are not solved. If you have not figured out that they are lying to you by now, then you will make your choices based on a lie and not upon the truth. So be mindful, for you are not just choosing a leader for one country. You are choosing a path for your entire planet right now. And that path can only be love or fear. There is no middle ground. You cannot serve two masters. Never can you serve more than one. Wow, so that's been my morning, listening to them talking about this importance of this choice we all have to make right now. And it doesn't matter where you are on the planet, we are all making that choice. It's not about the elections in the United States, although it could be. It's part of the thing. But it's about humanity as a whole, collectively choosing. And that whole consists of billions of individuals, rich and poor, man and woman. And every one of us are faced with that realization that you are choosing in this moment to think, to speak, to act in love. And they keep saying the same thing to me over and over again, that it's the actions that we perform that bear greater effect in the physical dimension. And it's the thoughts that we think that can stimulate certain actions in this physical dimension. So keep that in mind in the coming days. Like, you did not come to this world to romp around in pain and suffering. You came around into this world to learn the act of creation. And we get to learn it individually, and we also get to learn it collectively. You get to learn creation on your own, and you get to experience it with everybody else around you, because every single soul on this planet is in a process of deliberate creation, consciously or unconsciously. You cannot separate your thoughts, your words, and your actions into different things, because each one bears its own effect. And one of the things they keep reminding me about is you must evaluate in every moment. Is this thought of love? Is this word of love? Is this act of love? Is this thought of fear? Is this word of fear? Is this act of fear? And it was literally that simple. And I agree with them totally. And we are all struggling with that movement in consciousness from fear to love. Once you get to love, you just operate in a very precise and specific way. But until you get there, until you really consolidate yourself in love or in fear, because they say to me that a lot of people that get entrenched in control, authority, and power over others, they live in fear. But their fear is based on control, authority, and power. So they have the illusion of power through the mechanism of control. Communism does that, right? Socialism does that. Modern feminism does that. You know, there's lots of different things that operate as mechanisms of control. So you can be in a state of power, control, and authority and thrive off that and the fear of that. And you can also be in a position of power, authority, and control in the spectrum of love and do amazing and wonderful things for humanity. It's quite remarkable. But I'm so grateful. I want to thank the Divine Collective for being present with us today. It's been really exciting for me to be a vehicle for this particular message. And I'm really looking forward to the coming months that we're going to have together in this program, because I'm told there's going to be massive changes. The other thing I was told this morning is there's going to be continuous activity from the sun. Now, for those of you that are joining us new today, we call the energy that comes from the sun ascension energy. And it's an energy. In scientific terms, they call the emanations of energy from the sun cosmic rays, gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet rays, photons, electrons. They call all kinds of different scientific terms. But at the bottom line of it all, these energies coming from the sun orchestrate and articulate transformations and changes in this physical dimension. If you ever wonder where new life forms come from, the consciousness of the sun is a transforming system of existence. It's a consciousness. It alters and affects DNA. It transforms, it renews, rejuvenates, revitalizes, and destroys life on this planet. We know this. Science even knows this, that this process of transformation happens quite regularly and consistently. But we call it ascension energy. And ascension energy is a substance that gives you the opportunity to expand your capabilities to function in the realm of love, or to expand your functions in the capability of fear. But each of you individually, no matter where you are upon this planet, is receiving this energy now. And this energy is being imparted to you. It is not simply sunlight warming your body. It is an energy of life, of transformation, of change for this physical dimension that you live in. It alters and changes the nature of your physical organism, your brain, your nervous system, your emotions, your soul are even affected by this stuff we call ascension energies. And it's important that you understand that these ascension energies are offered to you freely all of the time. And that these energies can only be used in one of two ways. They can be used in the function of love or in the function of fear. And these energies will amplify what you hold in your heart right now. Every one of you, there is no specialness in how this energy is offered to every living soul, every living creature, every living entity and organism on this planet is receiving this energy now. And this energy will amplify what you have within yourself. If you have anger in your heart, it will be amplified. If you have emotional predispositions of any kind, they will be amplified. That which is good within you shall be amplified. That which is not good within you shall be amplified. And in this process, you have the ability to transform, transmute, and change the nature and quality of the energy you harbor in your own consciousness. You have this opportunity right now to change the energy that you harbor in your consciousness, for it will be revealed to you, your depression and your anxiety, these emotional eddies and currents that you experience, are that which is in your own heart, that you may learn to transform, transmute, and change deliberately and effectively as an act of your own spiritual consciousness exerting its will over matter, time, and space. You may do this now. So be mindful in these coming weeks and months as these energies will be increasing, that you may hide in a corner from the fear and the angst and the nervousness you feel within yourself, or you become a transformer, a transmuter, a caretaker of energy. A caretaker of energy. That you may utilize the function of your energy through love or fear. It is very simple. But many of you are experiencing these symptoms of nauseousness and headaches and ringing in the ears and sensations that do not seem too pleasing for your body or to your awareness. And we again would encourage you to evaluate what it is you are doing that could possibly make it easier for your body to assimilate and integrate these energies. One of the things we would suggest is very powerful and clean and beautiful water. The most wonderful substance, a divine substance. A divine substance. It hears, it remembers, it feels. It hears, it remembers, it feels. It is a divine substance. This is why your body is made up of so much of it. And so you may be mindful in how you would use this substance, for you can do very good things for your body with this substance. It hears, it remembers, and it feels. What you think in your mind has consequence and effect upon you individually and your species collectively. But enjoy and delight in this opportunity to align yourself to one or the other, to love or fear. For these energies coming in from this living being you call the sun, that is offered also to this other being you call your earth. Your earth is alive, and you are a product of that life. That body you exist in is there because life is in it. Life was put in the body so that you could exist in it. And so with these energies coming into your consciousness, into your bodies, into your world, that which you hold closest to your heart shall be strengthened and emboldened. If you hold compassion and kindness, patience and love in your heart, then these will be multiplied exceedingly. If you hold anger and fear and judgment in your heart, these shall be amplified exceedingly. And you may transform and transmute emotional conditions within your own mind and body once you understand the function of your own consciousness to regulate, transform, and transmute emotional energy. And this emotional energy is fed by the energy of this organism called the sun. Your body is fed energy all the time. We don't want to overcomplicate things with the scientific understanding of these principles. It is better if it is kept simple and easy, as that is most understandable. Unnecessary complexity leads to the alienation of an individual from pursuing the truth, and so we would prefer to keep things simple than complex. And we hope you understand that. But these ascension energies will be increasing for you individually and collectively, and it is important you understand this. And be prepared. Be excited. Be in joy. Be in gratitude. Be in kindness. Be in patience. Be in compassion. And do the things that give your heart great joy. And speak the words that make your temple noble. And think the thoughts that make you feel pure inside. Be mindful where you source your thoughts from. Well, I love the Divine Collective. They came into my life about 4.5 years ago. It was really quite amazing. And you can search my YouTube channel and find other videos that they've channeled information and messages to us about. But you're going to find that throughout all the messages of all the Ascended Masters for all the ages, the message is fundamentally the same. Love. Choose love or choose fear. The message is the same. It doesn't matter whether it's Christ or Buddha. It doesn't matter whether or not it's Yogananda or Zarathustra or God himself. The message is always the same. You have two choices in any moment of your existence: to choose to be and function through love, or to choose to do and be through the function of fear. Those are your only two choices. Those are my only two choices. That's their only two choices. We're all in this together. But we get to decide for ourselves what we're going to experience. Anyway, thank you so much to the Divine Collective. I appreciate them. Good to be back with all of you, and I'm looking forward to getting more settled in to where we are. Just coming down off a 14-day road trip, which was absolutely incredible, and getting grounded here. Yes. Now, for those of you that know about our Masterclass series, I'm going to mention it here. Our first class for the Masterclass series begins today. We did our orientation on Saturday. And it's a 3-week course. It's an introduction to mediumship, but it's so much more than that. It's also an introduction to opening up your spiritual faculties of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance. It's about also learning to connect yourself closer to love, to listen to the words, the wisdom, the knowledge of the Ascended Masters, to work with a team of mediums and a nutritional expert, a holistic nutritional expert, who will guide you on the process of raising the vibration of your body, raising the vibration of your mind, and aligning your mind and body back to your true nature, which is love. And so I'm going to give you this opportunity today, and it will be the last opportunity you have for this 101. We will not have another 101 class until, I think, March will be our next Masterclass 101 Awakening. I'll have to double check that, but from my understanding, this is your last chance to get into the 101 this year. So go to my website, WilliamMichaelForbes.com, and look for Masterclass 101 Awakening. You get a full description of the course, because I said it's so much more than just mediumship or channeling. It's about mental, physical, spiritual wellness. It's realigning yourself to love. It's beginning to remember and connect to who you really are, not the person you've made to believe you are by the environment, but the person you really are, under the information that's been imparted to you from the world. There's a real you, a you that is the most dynamic and wondrous creation of consciousness. So go to my website. This is your last chance. I will not mention it again in the show today, but I will mention that if you miss the 101, you'll have Masterclass 102, which will start in about 4 weeks' time. And Masterclass 102 is considered our most powerful program that's been given to us to extend to human beings. And that's a program on transformation and transmutation, about overcoming, transforming, and transmuting emotional energy, releasing all the past dense emotions that you harbor in your body from this life and from many others. You carry lifetimes of experience forward with you. In our Masterclass 101, you get the chance to actually go into those emotions, those energies, transform them, transmute them, and release them from your body, and restore yourself to the vibration of love. And again, it's a very simplistic discussion or definition of what is a very incredibly in-depth and powerful program that will let you go deeply into yourself in a way you never have before, and in a safe, dynamic, and exciting environment. So take advantage of that. Check out our other programs there you might be interested in, And we'll leave it at that. Let's get into some questions and answers today. Hi, everybody. Good to see you all. Thank you for that super sticker, Dr. TM. Much love. I am as you are. That is very true. Good morning, Bridget. Good to see you. Looking forward to the class at 4 p.m. tonight. It's going to be very exciting. Master Jesus. Yes. Hi, Marta. Blessings to you, too. Hi there. Hi, Professor Forbes. Well, that's very high praise. Thank you so much. I wish I could take that kind of title, but I'm a spiritual medium, and the information that comes through me is a gift I'm open to receiving, a gift that you can learn to become open to receiving. You know, there's lots of philosophies about mediumship and channeling. They've even put it in the Bible, and what I've been told about that, and because I need to clarify this for you, the Bible was written after Christ was murdered. 300 years after Christ. Why 300 years later? Why did they do it 300 years later? Because after Christ was murdered, the so-called Roman Empire went on a hunt, and they tracked down and basically exterminated anybody that had knowledge of and learned directly from Master Jesus. And they did that for 300 years. We all know about the Romans feeding the Christians to lions. It wasn't the Christians, it was the followers of Christ. And for 300 years, they diligently exterminated those that had been trained directly by either Christ or his disciples, for the purpose of then taking a very powerful religious movement that inspired people to awaken to God within. Because that's what Jesus taught, how to connect to the God within you. He said that all the time, the kingdom of God is within you. So 300 years later, after they had exterminated pretty much everybody that understood or knew the true principles that Christ taught, and they were all exterminated, the Roman Empire became the Roman Catholic Church, and the Roman Catholic Church rewrote much of what John and Peter and Matthew wrote and recorded about him in such a way as to twist it to favor such people as politicians, you know. Blessed are the politicians. That phrase was put in the Bible. It was not something Jesus actually said. Jesus blessed everybody. He didn't say, blessed are them or them, bless all. That was his philosophy, bless all. So a lot of what you're going to hear and read about mediumship and spirituality was to make people be afraid of and not learn to commune with and connect to God, Christ, Buddha, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Michael, Ascended Master Yogananda, Sai Baba, to align yourself to high vibrational spiritual loving beings. That the idea of mediumship was supposed to be you should fear that. No, you should fear. So that, I just wanted to clarify that a lot of stuff that was put in the Christian mythology, the Bible, the Roman Catholic Bible, which is the Roman Empire that became the Holy Roman Empire that wrote the Bible under Constantinople in 300 AD. And they put things in such a way that they could benefit and sway the teachings of Jesus to their favor and remain in authority and control over a vast majority of people under the guise that they had special privilege. The Pope has special privilege over holiness, which is a gobbledygook that's disgusting and pathetic. Master Jesus says, the kingdom of God is within you. It is within you. Not in the Pope. God's kingdom is inside you. Remember that. Those are Jesus' words, right? Anyway, mediumship is a very powerful gift that every single soul is born with. And they taught people over the centuries to be fearful and terrified of it. They taught people, don't pursue information. Yet Jesus regularly spoke with God. He spoke with Elijah. He spoke with Gabriel. He spoke with Michael. Mediumship is a natural function, a mechanism for connecting to the divinity that is available to you, as equally as it can be used to connect to evil, because you can channel evil beings if that's your focus. So understand, mediumship in and of itself is not inherently evil. It's how it is applied. Is it applied in the function of acquiring knowledge, wisdom, and truth that will inspire, empower, and uplift yourself and humanity? Or is it for the purpose of acquiring information that will give you power, control, and authority over others, which is what you see the dark forces on this planet doing? They're very different things. Same mechanism. Don't get me wrong, the music industry, Hollywood, they utilize the same principles of mediumship, but they do it for manipulation, control, authority, and power, as do many politicians. But it can be used either way. It's like any other tool. It can be used for good and it can be used for evil. So keep that in mind. Our masterclass is designed to instruct and train the individual to align themselves to a function and focus upon love and its expression, thereby empowering the individual to align themselves to receiving and extending the function of love to this world, to offer an elevated energy to this planet, which is, it's deeply needed by humanity more than the planet. The planet is doing fine. Humanity is the one that's struggling, right? But keep that in mind when you hear the word mediumship. Do not fear it, because anything like witches and warlocks, they can function from love or fear. There's only those two things, love or fear. Then every single human social group or interaction or practice or behavior, universities, colleges, schools, jobs, doesn't matter. Every single human manifestation is either a function of love or fear. It's that simple. And if you start looking at life from that perspective, it's going to be easier for you to sort through the bullshit that's being propagated to so many of you. That everything that's being presented to you is either from love or fear. Or everything you're giving to the world is either of love or fear. In our masterclass series, I've been guided by the Ascended Masters to only let that function of love be the direction in which these courses and the information that comes through me goes. And that's what these channels are for too. This program is for that purpose. They said, you do these live shows 4 days a week, William, and let our messages be heard. Because there's no greater call for love for humanity than now. And it hasn't been this intense, as I said, until Atlantis. You know, since Atlantis, we've not had this type of an intensity in human collective unconscious where we're so polarized between love and fear. But you can always choose. Anyway, I will go back to questions and answers here. Hello, Angie. Good to see you. Spectacular, well-read message. No, a tree by a tree. Much love to you. Good to see you, Angie. Wonderful to see your pretty face again. You're so good. Bazia. A question from Janvia. How did the African shaman find me, and what advice does he have? He found you, he says he found you because you had reached a clarity of wanting to know the intimacy of your relationship with the Great Mother. You had made a commitment to know the intimacy of your relationship with the Great Mother, and this is what the shaman is assisting you in doing to really help you get connected to the energy of the Great Mother, as in Earth, that you had that clarity of intensity to know the truth of her spirit and her function. And so he will work with you in that regard. It's wonderful. Thank you so much. Baji is asking, who is my spiritual guide and does he have a message for me? Baji, when I tune into you, I'm being told to tell you, you have to open your ears. Yes, they're saying they're still saying you're a little hard of hearing. They're saying you need a spiritual Q-tip to clean your ears out. Meditation is like a spiritual Q-tip. You want to learn the practice of meditation. You'll hear them in true meditation. It can't be some precursory thing where you just sit down and wait. No, you have to sit down, clear your mind, clear your body, align your frequency to love, and say, I'm open and receptive to receiving this information. In our Masterclass 101, you will learn to do that. You still have this day to sign up for it. Masterclass 101, you'll go through practices where you learn to open your awareness up to perceive and receive the frequencies, information, and presence of those that you want to connect to, whether it's loved ones, ascended masters, your guardian angels. They are all around us all the time. You just have to learn to tune your senses and your awareness in such a fashion that you can perceive them. You know, they used to have these little puzzles many years ago where they'd you'd look at it, it'd be a bunch of different colors, you wouldn't really see anything, but if you kept looking at it and kept looking at it and kept looking at it, suddenly you could see an image would leap from within that confusion of color. You know, or you look at the image in conventional mind trick things where they show beautiful golden chalice that's also two faces looking at each other. And you can see the two faces and you can see the golden chalice, but you can't see them both at the same time. And so it's kind of like that. Your guides and angels are around you. You just have to learn to shift your perception sufficiently enough that you can begin to feel, sense, and know their energy, because they are around you. They are around you. Good ones and not so good ones. And the good ones will be around you when you're in a vibration that's closer to good. And the not so good ones will be around you when you're in a vibrational energy that's not so good. And we've all been there. We've all gone through those eddies of influence, right? But great question, Baja. Hi. Should I price my earrings at $25 or $30? Well, that's a silly question. Why would you ask that question? Do my guides have any messages for me? Thank you for all that you do. Well, if you've been listening carefully, then I think you've gotten the message today. And if you didn't get the message, or you're just coming on live now, then please go to my YouTube channel later today, when this whole transmission that the Divine Collective extended to us will be available on my YouTube channel under the live video sections. That's where all the lives get put up. Somebody's saying I blame it on the Jews. You can't blame it. The minute you go into blame, you're in fear. I'm sorry. The minute you go into blame, whether it's the Jews or the Americans or the French or the Polish, if you're in blame, you're in fear. You're not in love. Right? Are people responsible for their actions? Yes. Do certain individuals on this planet have an ill intention towards humanity? Yes. We can see it clearly. It's not just the Jews. It's not just the Americans. It's not just the Russians. It's not just the Ukrainians. It's not just the French. We are all part of this. But if you are in blame, you are in fear. It's really simple. And right now, humanity is on this precipice of the effects of fear or the effects of love. We're going to go, it's one or the other. You can't have both. You can't serve two masters. You're either going to live from love or you're going to live from fear. That's it. There's no other choice. And to blame is to fear. There's nothing wrong with holding people accountable for their actions. But to blame is fear. You can say these individuals are creating policies that are restricting and limiting the rights and freedoms of other people. You can assign responsibility, but that's not blame. When you're assigning an understanding of what's occurring, that's different than blame. Don't blame. Don't blame. You're better than that. Hi, does my daughter's father love her or hates women? Again, your daughter's father is not your earthly father. Understand, your daughter's father is the divine within her. And the divine within all of us loves you. The divine within all of us loves you. It sustains your life. Your heart is beating because a divine hand moves it every 72 times a minute. A divine hand is beating your heart. And it loves you because it gives you that life, right? You want to get into a relationship with that. So yes, the Divine Father loves your daughter. If I tune into the energy of her biological father, he's got a lot of pain and a lot of hurt, but he doesn't, and it gives him the illusion and appearance of having hatred, but he's in pain. And that's what's going on. He does not know how to deal with his own pain. But no, he doesn't hate his biological daughter. But the Divine Father loves all of us equally. Equally. It's in you right now. You certainly can't, and no scientist can beat your... You couldn't even do that 72 times a minute for more than 10 minutes. Try doing that with your hand, 72 times a minute. Bum, 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 bum. 72 times a minute. And do that for the rest of your life. You couldn't do it with your hand. Your hand would be exhausted. It would fall off your arm. No, it wouldn't. I'm just kidding. But I'm just saying, that's what it's like. There's a consciousness inside you, inside me, inside even the most evil person on the planet that loves them too. Right? As long as it's beating your heart, it's giving you the opportunity to do good here. Right? Hi there. Thank you for those roses, Kathy. I really appreciate that. Is there any truth to any of the lost books of the Bible, Gnostic teachings? Yes, there are some. There are some biblical texts, like the true scribes of Master Jesus. There are some works that have survived in a greater form of purity, but have still been a little messed up with, but less so, right? The Book of Enoch is a very powerful book. If you can get a hold of the Book of Enoch, read the Book of Enoch. It will take you to a far broader spectrum of considerations than the one that the Holy Roman Empire created called the Bible. Because the Holy Roman Empire created the Bible to again, control, manipulate, and direct the course of humanity over thousands of years to the benefit of a select few at the expense of many, right? But yeah, the Book of Enoch, I look into that. But to be honest, the best book to look at is the one in your own heart. Get your mind out of the way, get yourself aligned to love, and start to ask God within you to reveal to you what you need to know. Ask your angels, your guides, ask Jesus, ask Buddha, ask Yogananda to come into your heart, to reveal love's truth to you. That's really what you're in pursuit of, isn't it? Is that not what you're really in pursuit of? To know what love's truth would reveal to you. I think that would be really good. To know what love's truth would reveal to you. Can a medium feel when someone has dark energy? Do you feel that with me? Interesting icon. If I tune into your energy, I can feel your natural tendency to be cautious in terms of what you will allow to enter your field, and that's healthy and good. But yes, a medium, I mean anybody, not just a medium, anybody can sense or feel the energy of another human being if you haven't been embroiled in a traumatic or difficult childhood that would predispose you to be filtering out certain things. But no, I don't feel any darkness from you. I feel an interesting curiosity, but a healthy set of boundaries that you need to keep as you have done. Great question. Thank you. Hi, sweet fairy-ish. I'm suffering from gastroenteritis and acid reflux. Am under medication. Any messages to help me get through this, please? Thanks. You need to start drinking water, like start taking in more water. You know, burning sensations. What's burning? It's like fire. What my guides have told me is that when you feel hot, you need to cool. Your body's like an automobile. It's got a heating and cooling system. And you got acid reflux, you got sore throats, you got anything, you're feeling hot and sweaty, you're getting hot flashes, your body's saying it needs water, it needs to be cooled. You need to be drinking more good, vibrant, healthy water for your body. Start taking in more water that will allow some of the things to get flushed out, and stop eating some of the garbage, please. They keep telling me, you've got to stop eating garbage. Stop eating garbage. All right. Greetings, interested in Masterclass. Thank you for that. I feel no connection to past mother. Why? Well, partly because if you're interested in the Masterclass, go sign up. You can always reconnect to your mother, but I'm tuning into her energy. She's back in another incarnation already. She's already back in another incarnation. She wants to get a couple things right that she didn't get right in the last one. But you can still connect to the essence of the being, that personality that you know as your mother, because that energy still exists. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be changed from one state to another. So yeah, sign up for the masterclass and you can learn to experience your mother's energy, how she would present to you if you called her in, because you can call the energy of Jesus in. You can call the energy of Buddha. You can call the energy of your mother, your brother, your father, your sister. You don't cease to exist because you don't have a body. You don't cease to exist because you don't have a body. You simply move to a different state of consciousness that's not physical. And that physical state, that non-physical state, has an energy to it. Yeah. Told that my oldest brother that only lived 2 weeks has reincarnated as my son. Is that possible? Absolutely. Absolutely possible and true, from what I'm being told right now. That you two were supposed to have a connection that's being fulfilled in this way. So it's, again, I'm not going to call it karma. I'm going to call it an opportunity that you two have not done this rodeo before. It's more than your first incarnation in this dimension, as it is with many people here, right? Birds of a feather flock together, right? What is my sister suffering from, and how can we help her? If I tune into, again, there are some things that your sister has not discussed about certain events in her life. There's things that has happened to your sister that she's not discussed with other individuals. The emotional component that she does not know how to manage is something that your family can help her with. And one of the ways in which you can help her with that is by not having so much fear about her and around her. Let your love be the governing principle of the way in which you would choose to interact with her. At this moment, I'm being asked to transmit a vibration of love to your sister. A vibration of love directly to her heart and her mind. So I'm allowing that energy to come through me to go to your sister's heart and to her mind. To that moment of love be a revelation for her in the way that she's able to receive it at this time. But that's something that your family can do, is start to hold love and compassion in your heart about her. But if I tune into her, there's some events that she's not spoken about that have happened to her, and they're very powerful emotionally, and that's really deeply suppressed by her. Has not been released from her. It's been suppressed. Baba Gira is asking, does Lady Nada have a message for me around how to deal with the need for more love around a difficult dynamic between my parents, my wife, and my children? Yes, they are having a difficult time dealing with you, aren't they? It's important. Your patience in this matter is more valuable than a force. Your patience is more valuable than any force in this matter. So consider this very deeply. What other considerations would you have for those that you love than love? What other consideration would you have for those you love than love? Let love be the guide behind your words and your actions with these individuals. Let them know that no matter what is occurring right now, something wonderful is going to happen. Let them know that no matter how things appear to be, something wonderful is unfolding. Even if you do not know what that is, and even if you cannot explain it to them, you can simply say, I just know that something good is in the process of happening for us all. That's beautiful. I like that. I see. Pinned comment. Is there anything I can do to help my son? Yes. You need to learn to get into a vibrational state of love, because parents, in fact, parents particularly, when you think and feel a certain way, you affect your children almost immediately. So if you're fearful about, oh my God, what's going on with them? It's terrible. You're actually transmitting that energy to them, and that affects them. You need to learn how to transmit love and hope and patience. And you need to also be able to say to them, listen, I want what's best for you. And you need to mean that, because they're going to think that you're just trying to control and manipulate them, which is partly true, right? Nothing wrong with good and healthy control. But it must come from a place of love, not from a place of fear. And if your actions towards them, if your words toward them are truly coming from a place of love, they will feel it. And they will respond to it. Love orchestrates things very differently than your fear ever will. You know, for any parents here, some young kids today are having a very difficult time because they're being convinced of lies that are not true. And they're being convinced of truth being lies. And it's important you understand that they're in a lot of fear. And you need to step up and be in a state of love and grace for them as best as you can, because they're going to need that to energy from you. Whether you're speaking it or saying it, you can just feel it and transmit it to them, transmit your love to them. We teach all this in our master classes. The Ascended Master teaches. Daniela, thank you for that super chat. Really appreciate it. Question, I believe a substance entered deep into my gums. Can the apple cider vinegar dissolve that substance during the healing phase? It is very sour. I'm being told to tell you oil pulling. They're screaming at me, coconut oil pulling. Again, I've only heard about this, but that's what they're telling me right now. But coconut oil pulling. You put the coconut oil in your mouth and you swish it and squish it between the teeth, and you do that for like 2 minutes and then spit that out. And do that at least once a day. That's what I'm being told to tell you right now, Daniela.
In the garbage, because coconut will solidify in your sink.
Oh yeah, and spit the coconut oil into the garbage, not in the sink, as it will plug the sink and emulsify in there and do not so good things with your plumbing. So yeah, spit it out in the garbage. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Will I meet a life partner soon? Dajana Gurchik's asking. Because of the nature of your question, you have doubt about that, and your doubt keeps it away from you. You must understand the function of your consciousness. Your thoughts generate qualities of energy. Your thoughts generate qualities of energy. And the quality of the thought in your question is that there is doubt. And so your doubt of necessity will precipitate very precise and specific outcomes in your conditions. So to answer your question directly, when your doubt is out, they'll come in and you'll win. It is very simple. Out with the doubt, in with the win. Thank you, I like that. Yes.
Nothing there.
I see. Scrolling, I got lots of questions, got a bunch of questions. For my children, home educators, do I play the system as they expect or stand up and argue my rights? You don't argue your rights, you assert your rights. This is the very fast thing about human rights, is you think you have to prove you have rights. You don't have to prove you have rights, you assert your rights. You assert them. You have a right to educate your children. You have the right to not let somebody else educate your children. You have a right to be responsible for your children. You must assert your right. If you do not, then someone will assert it for you. Your school or your politicians will assert them for you. Wow. Somebody's saying here, Danielle, I want you to notice this comment from Animo saying, use raw, extra virgin coconut oil. Okay? Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Danielle. Don't try to eat more healthy. Do eat more healthy, please. Yeah, that was a good question. Is my beta blockers helping me, or should I stop taking it? You need to get back in tune with your body. We all do in various degrees. And so many people are so externalized. In other words, where you get your what somebody telling you about what you need to do for your body. You need to get back in tune. The body is a very simple, wonderful organism. It's it's not a complex thing. Your body is very simple. They tell me this all the time. Your body is very simple, William. Proper water, proper food, proper play, proper meditation, rest. Very simple, William. Don't make it complex, William. So I try and keep it simpler, right? So yeah, your body's a very simple organism. And you need to listen to it. And really listen to it. Like that person with the acid reflux. Their body's giving them this burning sensation. What do you do when there's a fire? You put water on it. You put it out. The body can communicate to you very precisely, but most people have forgotten how to listen. The body only has two mechanisms to communicate you with: pain and pleasure. That's the only way your body can tell you that something is right or not right. Your body doesn't have a full-on language base like you do. It has the simplicity of its instinctual mechanism and apparatus to communicate what it's experiencing with you, and it trusts you to understand it properly, like a dog or cat. You know when your dog's hungry, you know when your cat's hungry. You give it water, you give it food. Your body's an animal, and you need to learn how to listen to it. It's very simple, it's not complex. Don't make it complex. You might, as far as the beta blockers go, you don't need that. You need to just start giving your body good, living, vibrant food. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do, darling. Hi, are you offering mediumship and do you help fight dark energy? Yes and yes. I don't fight dark energy. I've been trained to transform dark energy from one state to another, because energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be changed from one state to another. If you're dealing with a lower vibrational energy, sign up for our Masterclass 101 today and get exposed and trained in the process of working with your emotions, working with your guides, working with your angels, working with the ascended masters, your loved ones, your ancestors. You know, native communities knew about this for thousands of years, to communicate to the wisdom of the ancestors, because they understood. Jesus and Buddha talked to their guides and their angels. Moses talked to Elijah. Many beings talk to the divine. You have a resource of consciousness at your disposal, but you have to learn how to access it. And our Masterclass series, we're told, is one of the best that's around for learning that process. Learning how to actually connect to your guides and angels to improve your physical body, because you'll learn how to improve your physical body's consciousness as well. Yeah, by all means, please come join. Go to WilliamMichaelForbes.com and you can check out the Masterclass and you can register today. You still have time. This is the last day we'll let you register for this Masterclass 101, unless you want to play catch up. I'm told that my oldest brother that only lived... Oh yeah, we already got you. Thank you so much. Oh, you're very welcome, Kathy. Thank you so much. Greetings. Greetings. Interested in Masterclass. Thank you for that. I feel no connection to past mother. Why? We got that right. I remember that. Thank you for following me. I like your stop sign, by the way. That's what people have to learn to do. They have to stop being afraid. They have to start being love. Right? Very important. Hi. Is that transformation is healing? It is. Is it Izara? I think it's Izara. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it phonetically. I'm trying to pronounce it phonetically. It's not a phonetic pronunciation. Very beautiful name, though. It's a very unique name. I've never seen a name like that. That energy to that name is very interesting. Hello, Sharon's asking, hi, question. My sister-in-law is with me now. She says, hi, do you see a new start direction soon? It's already underway. That new start and that direction is already underway. That's why she's here hearing this right now. What she needs to learn to do is to transform and transmute the anger and the pain that she's feeling. She needs to learn to shift that energy so that she can utilize it in the function of creation. Right now she's feeling a bit beaten down and she needs to shift that energy. Just tell her she can learn to shift that energy very easily. You know, one of the things that they've taught me to do, my guides and angels taught me to do this about negative emotion. When you are faced with a strong negative emotion, you can turn your attention to that emotion and you can communicate to your emotions. You know that? You can actually talk to your emotions, just like you can talk to your body. And they said, William, when you feel upset or nervous or afraid or anxious, which I did in the very beginning, when they first started talking, I was like, what the hell is going on here? When that first happened, I was anxious, I was nervous, I was afraid. And then when they started saying, you have to go and speak, you have to let us talk through you, I was even more afraid. And they said to me, when you feel strong, fearful, negative emotions, you need to communicate your love to them. So I turned around to that fear that I was feeling at the very beginning, and I got into the habit of feeling the fear and going, no matter what, this is what they told me to say, that these are the exact words the Ascended Masters gave me. No matter what I think or feel or believe about you, I love you. That's what they told me to say to my fear, and I did that. I sat with the fear and I went, no matter what I think or feel or believe about you, I love you. And all of a sudden that fear I was feeling suddenly changed like that. So So keep that in mind if you're dealing with strong negative emotions, that you can actually talk to your emotions and change them by the way in which you communicate with them. Isn't that wonderful? Are you on sessions available? Yes, I do private personal readings. You can go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and do half-hour and 1-hour private readings where you will get an experience that you will never forget. And go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and you can book your reading there. Half hour is, yes, I will. Yeah, so go to my website and book it on. Every reading that you have with me is recorded, so that immediately after your reading, you get a chance to download your recording and you can review it. Because in a reading, so much information will come through, you will not be able to remember it all in the session. So that's why they told me to make certain I chose an application that would record your session so you can download it immediately after your reading. So yeah, do that. Let me see where I can find it. Very bottom, eh? Okay. Oh, there it is. What to do about entities visiting at night? There are many, some shadows, some are in white. Some even jump through the wall inside. Again, you need to format a structure and strategy of communication. We had a student a few years ago, and she'd been living in terror for years because this shadowy figure was following her everywhere. And at night, this shadowy figure would appear. And she was terrified. Someone told her about a course, so she came and took the course. And in the course, she was brought into a communication with the shadow. And it turned out the shadow was her mother, who had passed away a number of years previously. And that her mother had been trying to connect to her all those years, but she thought it was some scary thing. So developing a framework of communication with these entities is important. Just like you develop a strategy for communicating with people around you, you need to develop a strategy for communicating with entities to know which ones are good and which ones are not so good, which ones to communicate with, which ones not to communicate with. But you have to have a strategy of communication that lets you interact with these beings that are visiting you in the evening, that want to share their knowledge and wisdom with you, and some of which just want to have fun with you, right? Some of them just want to play, right? Hi. Can the guides speak to the psychological disorder of the teenager Linda? Again, you must understand there is so much influence from those that we have mentioned earlier. Those that have taken authority and control of your spiritual information, that have at their interest their own well-being at the expense of yours. Many of your young children today are being adversely affected by the propagation of confusion and evil in the form of self-deprecation and self-doubt. This dear one, Linda, that you speak of, is an individual that has been affected and influenced in this manner also. Hers is not that difficult a situation to resolve if she has given the right instruments through which she can begin to retake authority over her mind and body in a practical and meaningful way. As she has this ability, this ultra-sensitivity, let us say, to spirits and human beings that she has been unable to control because she does not have neither the knowledge or the experience to do so. Your existing conventions of psychology and psychiatry and psychotherapy are not well equipped to deal with the realms of the spiritual world from the perspective that we understand it. But yes, she may certainly acquire the knowledge and the experience necessary to begin to restore her mind and body to her own authority rather than the authority of those who benefit from her suffering. And please understand us that when we say there are quite a few people benefiting from the suffering of many others on this planet, and this will have an inevitable detrimental effect on you all in the not too distant future, should you choose not to correct this. Wow. Thank you for that. I like it. That was good. Yes. Hi, Foxy Mama. Did my angel guide send me a message this morning via YouTube tarot card reading? It was a beautiful message, and I want to know if it's meant for me. Thanks. See you at the masterclass. You already know the answer to that. You've just answered your own question, Foxy Mama. You just answered your own question. You knew that. Again, all that can be reminded is existing already within your heart. Oh, yeah, we have our masterclass, our first masterclass this afternoon, Master Jesus. All on the mind. Are you? Yeah, we got that. Pinned. Hello, can you tell me if my mom is still around me? Does she have a message for me? I don't know why, but I'm seeing, she's showing me these two pom-poms being banged together, and like a cheerleader jumping up and down. So I'm getting like these pink pom-poms being shaking around up and down. That's what I'm seeing. And like they're moving like a cheerleader cheering. So the answer is yes, obviously. She's cheering you on. And she says she wants you to feel that. The sad moments, those moments where you feel like you've lost her, those are the moments where she's actually with you. But you keep thinking she's gone. That happens a lot when people experience the energy of a loved one after they've left the body. They feel sadness, but it's not. It's the loved one energetically interfacing with your energy. And they're trying to get close to you, and you think, you feel them energetic, and you go, but they're gone. You don't see them, but you feel them. Shift from trying to see them with your senses to feeling with your spirit. Right? And you'll find a lot of your suffering will end very quickly. Your mother loves you very, very much. She's been your cheerleader for a long time. Hi, my dog Shiva is chewing her stomach and leg raw. We can't help. Not allergies. Let's see if I can get the rest of that. What's wrong? Okay. First of all, I'm going to do this. I'm going to ask Archangel Raphael to come to your dog right now. Just go to your dog. Thank you. And if your dog is beside you, just look at your dog. And what Raphael's telling me to tell you to do is take your two hands and put them on your dog, on the dog's tummy and on the dog's leg. Gently. Don't put pressure. Just gently. You can even go slightly above the stomach and leg, but just put your hands and have no judgment. Have no expectation. But offer your love. Just offer your love and offer your peace to the dog right now, okay? Like right now with those two hands like that, let your vibration of love and your vibration of peace go to the dog, and look into your dog's eyes as you're doing this, and let him see the love and the peace that you have in your eyes. Do that right now, and then let us know what happens. And Raphael is going to stick with you for a couple minutes while you do that. And let me know what happens. That's cool to jump around like that. Hi guys, how you doing? Whoopsie! What a catch that was. That was the most amazing catch ever. My cellular device for TikTok just popped off, so I gotta try and pop it back in again. There we go. Good boy. Somehow they made me catch it before I even knew it. That was amazing. I love when things like that happen. You cannot deny that there's something greater than yourself working with and through you. Something like that where a device falls and you've caught it before you even thought about it. It's not just instinct. There's a part of you that knows things before they happen. Very fascinating. I think, yeah, Archangel's light is totally amazing. Did my mom reincarnate? Yes, she did. Which exercise will heal my blood pressure? We had somebody come on, I think it was, we had a woman, one of our moderators on our YouTube channel was in hospital, and she had a blood pressure of 180 over 120 or something like that. And they gave her, I can't remember what they exactly said to her, I'll paraphrase it, but what I'm going to ask you to do is ask you to do what they told me to tell her to do. And again, I'm paraphrasing the words they gave because they're not here right now. So put your hands over your heart right now. Take a slow, deep breath. And as you exhale, and you feel your heart, say to your heart, I'm with you, I love you, I will take care of you because I love you. And just slowly speak those words, feeling the energy between your hands and your heart. I'm with you, I love you, I will take care of you because I love you. And just repeat those words slowly and feel what those words do when they go through your hands and into your heart. And just do that slowly and deeply for about a minute and a half. And then let us know what you're experiencing. So that student that did this while she was in the hospital, a nurse came in at that moment and took her blood pressure as she did that, and her blood pressure went from 180 down to 140 in seconds. In seconds. I think her blood pressure was normal by the time she left the hospital. It's pretty remarkable, and I think Drusilla might be here. She can verify that for us, if she's able to do that.
Okay.
I would love to hear from my mom so badly. Well, your mom's your mom says you can be so stubborn sometimes. She keeps trying to knock you in the head, right? If you've had to have something, if you had things bumping you in the head lately, it's your mom trying to get you to pay attention. Energetically, slow down. It should give me a song. Slow down. You move too fast. You got to make the moment last. You know that song, Feeling Groovy? She's giving me that song to give to you. Slow down, you move too fast. You gotta make the moment last, right? Slow down. Slow down. Just slow down. Can you feel that? She loves you very deeply. And that love that you feel for her is not pain. You need to understand the pain you're feeling is the denial of the existence of that love right now. So feel the love you have for your mother. Feel her energy. Like feel the vibration of her presence with you. Not her body. She doesn't have a body anymore. But feel the presence of her energy with you. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Think her name. And feel her energy. Your brain is gonna think she's gone because your brain is used to physically seeing her, right? But when you think her name, she'll come to you instantly. She does all the time. You keep calling her. She's been hovering around you, banging on the head. So very important, just to feel her energy, feel the presence of her energy. Because just because you lose a physical body does not mean that you leave existence. It simply means that you've moved to a different frequency of existence that's not perceptible to the physical senses. Quite simply. Yeah, I understand that.
Okay.
We need the 5D realm protection. So how do we fight darkness attacking us, trying to take our children? Again, you're coming from a place of helplessness. You have to assert your right, not ask for your right. Again, the function of love organizes your experiences very differently than does your function of fear, and you are living in a function of fear. The very nature of your question indicates the truth of that. But if you understand the nature and function of love, it will orchestrate your experience very differently. Do not seek to assert what you want through fear. I have to do this because I love to do this. This gives me great joy to teach my children myself. It gives me great opportunity to bond and grow and evolve with them. You have this opportunity. Yes, but you cannot expect that the function of fear will yield you benefit, as the function of fear is the function of fear. It is the function of love from which you will reap benefit, more so than the function of fear. Wow, thank you for those roses. Appreciate it, Kathy. I'm struggling with my job due to poor management, jealousy issues. What can I do? I love my job. All right. Jealousy is an emotion that's based in fear. Whether it's your emotion or theirs, it does not matter. If you're part of the problem, you're part of the solution. If you choose to shift the energy, and listen, you can come to our master classes and learn from the Ascended Masters how to do this. How to change your emotional energy from one state to another. And it will change your world around you. And it will change the people around you by changing your energy. And when you change your energy, you'll find yourself gravitating towards different people and different people gravitating towards you. But you need to shift the energy of jealousy, that fear that you're feeling, the frustration you're feeling. You need to shift that energy because it's perpetuating what you're experiencing. Your emotions are organizing all of your experiences. And this is true for every living soul on this planet. I don't care who you are. Your emotional energy is organizing your affairs. If your emotions are clear, focused, love-based, exciting, dynamic, your life will be a certain way. If your emotions are fearful, uncertain, guilt, shame-based, your life will be a certain way. Emotions coordinate the manifestations of energy in the form of matter, time, and space. Right? Keep that in mind. You need to shift the energy. Book a reading with me. I strongly encourage you to book a reading with me. What's your name there, beautiful soul? Jen. Book a reading with me. Go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and you'll get that fixed up right away. Seriously. You'll completely shift the energy. I'm struggling with my life. Any advice? Well, if you've been listening here, beautiful soul, yeah, once you learn how to people are struggling because you do not know how to manage your energy, and you've been programmed to suffer. People are being programmed to suffer. The whole medical and pharmaceutical industry is based in suffering. It's not based in health and vitality. It's not based in joy and love. It's based in suffering. The whole socio-political system that exists right now is based in authority, control, and power. It's not based in love. So it's not your fault that you're experiencing what you're experiencing, but it is your responsibility to change it. To learn to change your thinking apparatus, to learn to change your emotional apparatus. That is your responsibility as a sentient being. To learn to articulate different influence and effect over your thinking apparatus and your emotional apparatus. And we are given that information in our masterclass to share with you. Again, you did not come into this world to suffer. You came into this world to learn to create. Everyone did. Every living soul. Rich and poor. You all came into this world to learn to create. Not to suffer. Suffering may be part of that process of creation if you do not understand the principles of creation. Just as goodness can be a product of creation. But it's how you use the mechanisms of creation that can allow you to change your destiny. You did not come here to suffer. You came here to learn to create. Right? Suffering may be a part of the errors that we have in that process of learning creation. Like learning anything new. You might make a mistake, and that's okay. You can correct them. Protect kids from the trans sterilization depopulation agenda. Is that the real agenda? Well, there is definitely control, authority, and power going on, and humans are not being influenced by just humanity. There are other species influencing humanity. I will not go too much further into that in this format at this time, but suffice to say that anything that is not a function of love, you will know it. Causing children to mutilate their bodies. Mutilating a body is not a function of love. Mutilating a body is not a function of love. Would you cut your dog's arms and legs off because you didn't like how it appeared or how it behaved? Mutilating anything is not a function of love. Ask yourself that question. Are these acts and words of love or fear? And in any situation or circumstance in which you find yourself, that question, if you ask it, is that a word, an action of love or fear? And you'll know who your friends are, and you'll know who you want to support very quickly if you know who's operating from love and who's operating from fear. Who's operating from compassion, who's operating from control. You'll know very quickly. Remember that question. If you take anything from today, whether you're new here or not, take that. Is what they're saying and what they're doing an action of love or fear? Is giving people toxic drugs, like our Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau, allowing in British Columbia people to now openly use drugs, toxic drugs? Is that an act of love or fear to give someone, say, here, you can eat this poison? It's like pouring a bowl of antifreeze, pouring antifreeze into a bowl and giving it to your dog or cat. Because it tastes sweet, they drink it. It'll kill them. Know them by their acts, not by their words, please. That's coming directly from Master Jesus, by the way. Thank you so much. I think we're good there. So the person about the dog said, my dog just fell asleep. So she did that little practice on the dog and it fell asleep. You keep doing that with your dog. Because sleep is a regenerative process. When people or animals go into a sleep state, the body's going into regeneration. So see how quickly you did that. So you are all healers. You just have to understand the function of healing. You are all teachers. You just have to understand this function of teaching. You are all divine. You just have to understand your divinity. We love you all, and we are grateful. I want to say thank you to the Divine Collective and Master Jesus and many others, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, many others that came through us today. And I want to say much love to all of you. Again, go to my website, WilliamMichaelForbes.com. You still have time to sign up for Masterclass 101 Awakening, and that's the last days to register is today. The first class is at 4 p.m. today, Eastern Standard Time. And have yourselves a great day. Just live in love, choose love, and be mindful of what you accept from other people. Is it from love or is it from fear? You know, this whole thing that I think they started out with in the beginning is that we are at a point, humanity collectively, that we are going to go down either the path of love or the path of fear, and each one has its own consequences. There are consequences to love, and there are consequences to fear. And I just want to, again, I'm paraphrasing what they said, but we are faced with that reality right now, and we are all faced with that reality in every moment of our lives. We're going to choose love or we're going to choose fear. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you on the Wednesday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. Bye for now, everybody.